If your cat does this, immediately rush to pet care. As with any pet, your furry friend requires frequent checkups, so they're in the best possible health. But sometimes it may not be completely obvious that they need your help. If your cat isn't acting like themselves, it could just be a bad mood, or it could be an indication of something more serious. If you see these 10 signs in your pet, it's time to rush to the vet. Number 10. Digestion issues. If your cat has digestive difficulties, whether constipation or diarrhea, it is important that you have them examined as soon as possible, since these conditions can become life-threatening if left untreated. If their symptoms linger for more than a day, your cat could be suffering from an allergic response, parasites, intestinal obstructions, or a range of other illnesses. Number 9. Increased vocalization. If your cat is suddenly weeping or just creating more noises in general, it might mean that something is troubling them, and they are attempting to communicate with you. It might indicate a problem with their respiratory system, or they might be trying to tell you something is hurting them or causing discomfort. Cats can also become louder when they are anxious, mourning, or looking for a mate. If your cat exhibits any of these symptoms, you should take them to the health professional so the vet can establish if it is a sickness that needs treatment or an environmental issue. Number 8. Behavioral changes. When a cat's normal behavior changes, whether subtly or drastically, a responsible owner cannot help but be worried. Understanding what is normal for your cat will help you identify any behavioral issues that occur. Some changes might signal underlying health or social difficulties, but others are merely personality traits that develop as your cat ages. Learn the difference so you can better recognize shifts in attitude and get them the help they need. If your cat is getting less sociable, more aggressive, eating less, or generally acting unlike themselves, it's a good idea to consult a vet. It's also a bad sign if they stop grooming themselves. We all know how cats love to lick themselves clean and look pretty, and if they've stopped doing that, it might be due to anxiety or an illness. Number 7. Bad breath. Just as you press the snooze button and roll over in your bed, something greets you. What is that foul smell? As you come to your senses, you notice your feline companion yawning, letting out a terrible breath. Nobody likes morning breath, and your first instinct is to run to the bathroom and brush. But your cat's problem isn't morning breath. Bad breath could signal a dental issue at best and a gut health issue at worst. One of the most prevalent concerns among cat owners is poor breath. Unfortunately, various underlying health concerns can be contributing to this aside from the stench aspect. Your cat's unusual or unpleasant breath might indicate plaque buildup and oral damage, or a much more serious issue concerning respiration, liver health, or diabetes. Number 6. Change in walking style. It's unsettling to witness your once graceful cat stagger around, head bent and eyes flashing furiously. If you've noticed this in your cat, you've probably questioned why they are suddenly walking like they've been raiding the liquor cabinet. Your cat could be suffering from vestibular sickness, which is why they are now walking like they're drunk. Infection or damage to the vestibular system in the inner ear can cause loss of balance. The vestibular system controls your cat's balance and coordination. An inner ear infection can also cause vertigo in a cat. A cat with cerebellar hypoplasia, a brain disorder that impairs muscle coordination and movement, can stumble, walk with stiff legs, or shake its head often. Moreover, if you see your cat walking or in discomfort when walking on a particular limb or joint, this might be an indication that they have been injured or are unwell. To prevent the injury from worsening, or if they have an underlying problem that needs to be addressed, take them to your veterinarian as soon as possible. Number 5. Coughing or change in breathing. Dyspnea is also known as respiratory distress. Your cat can have difficulty breathing, exhaling, or both. You might also see your cat panting or opening its jaws. Breathing will usually be quick and shallow. Coughing is yet another symptom that frequently occurs during dyspnea. Whatever the reason for your cat's difficult breathing, they need emergency medical attention, since this problem cannot be managed at home and could potentially be fatal. It's upsetting to see your cat struggling to breathe. Dyspnea, or trouble breathing, is a sign of an underlying problem that might be caused by any of hundreds of diseases or medical disorders. For example, your cat might have something stuck in its nose or suffer from allergy-induced asthma. Another common cause of breathing issues in cats is heart failure. To get an early handle on the problem, talk to your vet. Number 4. Lumps or bumps. You're having a nice moment with your cat when you discover a bump on their skin while touching them. Even if it is little and your cat appears to be okay, you should have them checked out by a veterinarian. You can tell what is happening simply by feeling it. Your cat can have an illness, a parasite, or a more severe condition. Sometimes lumps or bumps on your cat's body could be benign and completely harmless, but you can't make that call without a professional opinion. It's better to be safe and get it checked out rather than assuming it's nothing. Number 3. Change in appetite. Cats are picky eaters, we all know this. They can be divas sometimes, that's just how they are. But there's a difference between being picky and just losing their appetite. If they unexpectedly lose interest in their favorite food or treats, something might be terribly wrong. You should handle a significant change in appetite or food intake carefully at all times. The average domestic cat weighs between 8 and 12 pounds. That implies that a sudden decrease in hunger might lead to weight loss that your cat cannot afford. Consult a doctor if your cat's disinterest in food persists for longer than 2 or 3 days. They can give you a better idea of what's wrong and help you with proper treatments. Number 2. Vomiting. If you have cats, you've undoubtedly seen one of them vomit at some point. Cats frequently vomit and cough up hairballs, so it's not a major reason for concern unless they do it too much. Acute and chronic vomiting might have the same causes, but several exceptions exist. Toxins aren't always a reason for prolonged vomiting, nor is consuming a foreign body, but if it lingers, it can be dangerous. Unfortunately, vomiting is a pretty vague symptom of several different causes. In fact, nearly every feline sickness can cause vomiting. Toxins, medications, food, gastric, intestinal, organ dysfunction, endocrine, neurologic, infectious, and cancer are some of the most common reasons for vomiting. There are hundreds of illnesses and syndromes in each of these groups. You don't need to rush to a vet every single time it happens, but if your cat is vomiting up several times a day, that's a cause for alarm. Number 1. Extreme tiredness. We all know how much our beloved cats like napping and lying around. However, if they are sleeping more than average and showing little interest in activities they regularly do, something might be off. Keep an eye on them for 24 hours, and if there is no improvement, contact your veterinarian. Fever is a common reason for tiredness in cats, or it could be old age. Older cats experience age-related physical changes, and arthritis and joint problems will undoubtedly slow most cats down. In addition, any sickness from heart disease to cancer can affect a cat's attitude and behavior. Fortunately, medical therapies are available to improve your cat's health and quality of life for most illnesses that cause tiredness. So, have you seen any of these signs in your cat? Tell us in the comments below, and if you learned something, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.